Everybody, it's Pandy, and I'm playing World of Tanks. I'm doing my rapid fire thing, the British cruiser thing. I did all 4 video commentaries in a row, so I'm a little tired. And if I don't sound tired, well, it's because of this awesome microphone. This microphone is awesome. Now just keep in mind that there's a lot of little flashy things going on because I am using an autocannon, so if that hurts you or gives you a headache or anything, I'm sorry. Just fair warning. That's all that was. Fair warning. Now just keep in mind none of this will make sense if you don't start from the very beginning of the series, so the link will be on the left side of the video just so you can check out the very beginning. Now let's go ahead and just get on with the video. This video is going to be about the Cruiser Mark IV. In the last video I said that the British were interested in the Soviet BT series of tanks because of its overall speed and mobility. They picked up a basic design from Christie and developed it into the Mark III. They were manufacturing the Mark III while they were basically designing the Mark IV. Essentially what they did was they took a Cruiser Mark III, threw on a turret for the Cruiser Mark I, and added more armor, revised the drivetrain, gave it better tracks, and rear mounted sprockets. They also attached armor plates to the sides and the rear of the turret to give it better armor protection. The design was approved in 1940 while the next order of Mark IIIs were being produced, and basically the next orders were rebuilt to the new standard, or the Mark IV standard. The production model ended up getting modified in mid-production with a 7.62 coax machine gun after British forces just basically started running into a lot of jamming issues related to their water-cooled Vickers. This modification wasn't much of an issue, it's just basically they went from a water-cooled to an air-cooled machine gun. Out of all the cruisers, the Cruiser Mark IV became the first to be mass-produced in Britain during World War II. A grand total of 665 were built until 1941 when the Crusader tank production became priority. Essentially, the Mark IV was taking all the lessons learned from the cruisers below it, the 1, 2, and 3, and making a better fighting vehicle because of all those lessons that they learned from previous events. Now, the Mark IV did saw combat during the French campaign in limited numbers. It's unknown if they actually saw combat or if the bulk of them were just abandoned and destroyed in Area Calais. The Mark IV was extremely popular due to its speed and main gun, the 2-pounder, and it was noted that it was very reliable compared to their older counterparts and served with good distinction against the German armor in North Africa. It wasn't until the 2-pounder was found ineffective against the newer Panzer IIIs and IVs that it was withdrawn from service in favor of the 6-pounder from the Crusader. What is very notable is that the Cruiser Mark IV was the most common combat vehicle that they ran into during the North African campaign, and they had a healthy respect for it just purely because it was able to penetrate most of the armor of their armored fighting vehicles. Now, within World of Tanks, the Cruiser Mark IV was lovely. I like it. The firepower was centered around, again, a autocannon. The 40mm, however, was not a pom-pom, but a Borov 40mm anti-aircraft gun. I don't know if I said that right. But the gun does feel much better compared to the pom-pom, mainly due to its high air penetration and accuracy at short range. But compared to like cannons from other tanks of similar tier, it's not the greatest. I will say that. It is suited, very suited for this vehicle, purely because it is fast, it is mobile, makes the cannon very effective in flanking and ambushes. It does put out quick fire, so it allows you to put more fire out there before you take a shell. It's a great gun for just hit and run tactics and basically just outflanking your enemies, doing what you do best. I love it. I like it. It's a good gun. The armor on the Mark IV is great compared to the other machine gunning cannon fuckers, assholes, people. Other than that, the 40mm frontal armor does not really stand toe to toe with like other higher tier mediums, but it does okay against those smaller autocannons that you might run into related to like the Panzer I with that machine gun. The turret does moderately well when you're hauled down against enemies, and when you get lucky, they tend to shoot the sides of it because the turret is shaped in such a way. I think it's spaced armor on top of there, so I'm not exactly sure. I can't say yes or no, but I do think that the turret itself does make and break the tank in some ways when you're talking about the armor. The armor itself is balanced to where the speed of it doesn't affect it, but it doesn't feel like super strong armor or super weak. It's like middle grade armor. It's like medium rare armor, more or less, because light tank. It is a light tank. Now, when it comes to the mobility of the Cruiser Mark IV, it is very similar to the Mark III. It does feel a little heavier because of the extra armor attached to this bad boy, and it does turn a little slower, but the top speed on this puppy remains the same. So it gets to A to B, B to C, C to D while doing some smashing while you smash on that kill button. just works out fine. The mobilities is the big attraction to this tank for me, at least, because it just allows you to take that auto cannon where it's needed most, and you're able to defend base, be able to attack, get around the heavy tanks or medium tanks up front of you. Generally, I get a good feeling out of this tank just because of the mobility. The mobility is key on this vehicle. Overall, I am extremely happy with the bounce of this vehicle, just like the Mark III. The Mark IV just comes with enough armor, comes with a good mobility, and you can take that gun anywhere, like I said previously, just like a couple seconds ago, actually. I would say when compared to other Tier 3 tanks out there, it's not the best, but I would say it's the most balanced. I mean, you're able to use your strengths very effectively and to be able to just take out light tanks from a distance, because the gun's just much more effective or more accurate. Bottom line, I recommend this tank without reservations, purely because of just how it moves, man. It just moves sexy like, you know, it's all sexed up. Well, sexy because it moves like, I'm just rambling at this point. I like the tank. We'll just put it that way. The tank is good. It gives my thumbs up. This is the part of the video where I get to give away some gold, but because I'm doing a 4-part series and this is the last video, I will be giving away 6 months of premium or equivalent to the North American, European, or C server. It's pretty simple to win the gold. You just need to post a comment in one of the 4 videos, maybe about the video question. The video question for this video is, which British line of tanks would you want me to focus on, the mediums or the heavy tanks? I'm already pretty far up there on the medium line, but if you want me to focus on the heavy line, I can just send my focus into that. That's not a problem. Just tell me what you think. Just let me know. I'll be more than happy to try to do what I do. So I appreciate you guys watching. I am Pandy, and good hunting.